Hey folks, back with another video. Let's dive into what stories got my attention. Russia has intercepted two US spy planes over the Black Sea on Thursday. It seems the US has a keen interest in the Black Sea as tensions rise between Russia and Romania over the control of the Black Sea. Now, this is not the first time this has happened. In fact, this is the fourth time in the past week. Now, this is not good for either country as the relation between US and Russia are icy. Let's just hope that the two countries can come together to a agreement. Moving on, is Iraq headed for another domestic crisis? Now, under the current Iraqi Prime Minister Mustafa al Kazmi, the country has been in a new sort of battleground between the US and Iran. Iraqi government under al Kazmi have not done enough to address the domestic issues. If the government does not address the emerging domestic issues, then I believe Iraq is headed for another crisis. Moving on, Mike Pompeo, Secretary of State, says that Trump's Iran strategy has not achieved its ultimate objective. He said that Iran is an aggressor and not a victim. Mike Pompeo called Russia a destabilizing authoritarian force and China the central threat of our time. However, one thing that caught my attention was when Mike Pompeo said that Iran was a threat to Israel and by extension the US. Now these are not verbatim quotes, these are the general quotes, but I think the US has an opportunity to get a peace deal with Iran in the current environment. Let's just hope that the Trump administration can find the courage and the opportunity to choose peace over war. Moving on, the World Trade Organization will soon be choosing a new Director General. Now, there are 8 candidates for the position. The whole process is currently being conducted online. The current Director General, Robert Azevedo, is stepping down in August, 1 year ahead of schedule. One candidate, Ms. Amina Mohammed, has already made a splash by saying that the World Trade Organization needs a new rule book. And I concur. The new rule book should simply state allow free movements of the goods and services and no one should block the trade. But I believe World Trade Organization will most likely continue in the managed trade policy that it has been for the past decades. And finally, it seems that both the Republicans and the Democrats agree on one thing, and that is the coming US election would be marred with voter fraud as far as mail in votes are concerned. Now, as the election date nears, I expect to find more stories about how the other party is going to try to corrupt the voting process for their own party. That's it for today. I'll see you. Wait, if you like this video, then hit that like button and hit that subscribe button for future updates. I'll see you in the next video.